dear students, this is Shilpi Saxena. Welcome to my channel Learning Hub. So today we are going to start with file handling, in which I'll just explain the concept of file handling, types of files, file objects and its properties, and reading from a file. So we will start with file handling. Now, what is the use of creating a file? We can use the program. Till now we have done so many programs in which we were just taking input from the user, displaying the output. But the thing is, you can observe that no data is saved anywhere. Next time when you will run the program, you have to take new input. You have whatever output is there, you cannot retrieve previous output. New output will be generated. So the file is a medium through which you can save your output. You can save your data somewhere on the hard disk. This file is used in Python. There are two types of files which we can use in Python. First one is text file and another one is binary file. Basically, we will be handling text file. Text file is the normal text file, that is the notepad file in which the data is stored. Whatever data is there in simple English, it is stored. There is no conversion of the human language into machine language. Directly the data is stored, and basically it stores the ASCII code of the data, but when we will open the file, it is in human readable form. So when we want to retrieve the data, as you know that computer cannot understand that data, whatever is there in the file is to be converted into computer language, then only interpretation can be done. So these text files are a bit slow in nature, obviously. Binary file, on the other hand, is a file which stores the data in the language which can be retrieved directly by the computer. It works at very high speed because it is not in human readable form. Basically, binary files are used to store videos, images, audios, or even objects. The concept of object I have explained in my previous video. What is object? If you want to dump those objects, we have to use binary file. It is a notepad file. When you will open the notepad file, you will not be able to read it. It is not in the language which can be understood by the user. So binary file is of very high speed, and now we will be working on text file. So to use a file, the command used is, the syntax is F1 is equal to open. This is the name of the file and this is the mode. I'll write again. F is equal to open text.txt. So this is the command to open the file. The file, if it exists in the hard disk, then to access the data, obviously you have to open it. So this is the open is a function which is used to open a file. This is the file object. Now what is this file object? See, file object, this is the user defined name. It can be F, it can be G, it can be A1, A2, whatever, like identifier. You are defining an identifier. Similarly, this is user defined name. So it is basically a pointer to the file. When you will open, suppose I am reading a notebook, we have to use a pen to just point out the character which I am reading. So it works like object works like just like a pen. It basically have the reference to the file, and whenever the pointer will move, this object will move, that particular character is read from the file. So object is a pointer to the file basically. This is the name of the file which is to be opened, and this is the mode. Modes I will explain later. Now the name of the file, this, suppose a folder in which your program is kept. In the same folder, if this file exists, then you don't have to write the path of the file. And if suppose this does not exist in the proper folder where this program, suppose ss.py exists, in that case you have to write the location of the file. Suppose location is C:\my folder then text.txt. So this location you have to write here. But in this case, you have to take care, instead of single backslash, you have to use double backslash. Why? Because suppose I have written the name, suppose this \text. In this case, this T will be, \T will be considered as special character, that is tab. Similarly, suppose I have written new folder. So this \n is a special character which cannot be identified. This will be identified as new line character. Similarly, /r. So this R will be considered as carriage written. So these are special characters which have some special meaning. So it may generate an error, or it will not be able to identify the location. So we have to use backslash, or if you don't want to use backslash, when you are opening a file, you have to write open, then R. R means raw data. After that, C:\my folder \text.txt, and R is the mode. In this way also you can open when this R is mentioned, and when this R is not mentioned, it means it's not a raw data. In that case, you have to use double backslash. So now the next thing is modes of opening a file. There are 6 modes: read, write, append, read binary, write binary, append binary file. So yeah, or you can use R plus W plus read, write, append, read binary, write binary, append binary. So these modes are for binary file, and these modes are for text file, which we will be using. So read mode is a mode in which the file which exists in the hard disk is opened for reading. If it does not exist, it will generate an error. So when you are opening any file in read mode, you have to take care that file exists. Write mode is the mode in which the file, if it exists, it will open that particular file, and whatever is written in that file, it will be deleted, and whatever data you are entering, that will be, the new data will be written in the file. A is the append mode. In append mode, the file, if it exists, so it will open the file, and whatever data is there, it will retain the data, and new data will be written. If at all file does not exist, it will not generate an error. In both write and append, if file does not exist, it will open a new file. Same thing goes for read binary, write binary, and append binary for binary files. The next thing is, if we are opening it for reading, R plus means read as well as write. W plus means write as well as read. Append plus means read as well as append. Same thing goes for binary files. So these are the different modes which you must know before you start with the file handling. So the next thing is properties of objects. Suppose I have opened a file ss.txt in read mode. So first property is, suppose I want to display the file which we are opening. So we can use print file name f.name. This can be used to display the name of file. Similarly, if you want to display the mode in which file is opened, in that case you can write f.mode. F is the pointer, that is file object, and name is the attribute which will print the name of file. Next thing is, if you want to is file readable? So this is a function f dot. This is a function which will return true or false. If file is in readable mode, it will return true. If it is not in readable mode, it will return false. In this case, it will return true. So the output will be basically ss.txt and mode R and readable true. The next property is print is file closed f dot closed. It's an attribute. So f dot closed will return false because it is not closed yet. Closing means whenever you are using a file, you need to close it using f dot close. Why we use this? Because if we are, it is not mandatory, but it is preferable to close the file because this statement forces the interpreter to write the whatever data we want to write into the file. It will force it to it will flush the data into the memory, so that before closing the file, everything is written in the file, so data is not lost. So it is advisable to close the file. If we are not closing, when we will exit the program, that time it will be closed automatically, but we prefer to use this command. So it will print whether it is closed or not. In this case, it will print false. So this will be the output of program. Next comes read. Suppose there is a file which we want to read. Suppose this is the notepad file ss.txt. I have written A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So if we want to read the file, the command is, the function which we will use is read. First of all, we need to open the file in read mode. Please take care that you are opening it read mode. If you are not opening it read mode, you will not be able to read the file. Then what you will do, you will take a variable str is equal to f dot read and print str. In this case, this whole content will be printed on the output screen. You can also write directly here. Suppose if you want print f dot read directly, also you can use whatever it will read, it will be printed on the screen. Now the common mistake which is done by the students is, after using this command, they try to read some content again. After this, suppose if I am trying to read one letter or one character, if I want to read few characters, we can mention like this. So it will read 3 characters. But in this case, after executing this command, the pointer will come here. Now it has to start reading from this side. So 3 characters, it will not find any characters and nothing will be printed. So this is the common mistake which is done by the students, that after using this read, they try to read something else. But in that case, you have to close the file and open it again, or you have to use C command, which I'll tell afterwards. So at this point of time, you take care that if you have used this and again you want to read it, close the file and open it again to read from beginning. So next thing is, if you want to read per specified number of characters, you have to mention here how many bytes you want to read. So number 3 means it will read 3 characters. And 1, this 2 is space and 3 is B. Next thing is read lines. Suppose you want to read a line at a time. In that case, you will simply write f dot read line. This will read one line. You can use it with s print s. What it will print? This one single line it will print. It will print one line on the screen. Again, if we will use s is equal to f dot read line and print s, it will print the next line. See, when you will print these two lines, the output will be A, B, C, D, and a line will be there, and E, F, G, H. So in this case, if you don't want this space, so you have to write print S and is equal to space. So it will remove this extra line from here. Then comes read lines. Read lines is used, suppose I am using this read lines. The difference between read line and read lines is it will read the whole file, that is text file, and the text in the file will be converted in form of list with all the new line character, special characters, whatever you are using, it will be appended and read as it is. So in this case, this it will be converted to list, and the first element of the list will be this, second will be this, third will be this, and so on. So each and every line will be converted to the element of list. So if you want to print one by one, so simply suppose you have written f dot. In this case, this whole file will be converted to list, and the name of the list will be X. And just recall how we use list. For I in X, print I. So it will access each and every element of the list and it will print it in this form. And in this also you have to use and is equal to space. In this way you can just print each and every line on the screen. Now I will demonstrate all these programs on my laptop. So this is a program to demonstrate reading from the file. So first of all, I'll start with the read statement. So in this program, F1 is the file object, open is the function, and this is the file name, that is text, and I have opened it in read mode. So we can only read it, we cannot write anything in the file. This function, when we have not mentioned anything in the parenthesis, means the argument, there is no argument, in that case it will read the whole line and it will read the whole content of the file. And finally I wanted to find the length of the file. So function f5 is the length of the file, that is function f5, this is 88 is the length of the file. I'll show you the file. This file is at same location where I have kept wherever the program is there. If you are not keeping it at the same location, suppose this is the file, you can see the content, the number of characters will be 88. Now suppose I am renaming it F2, text2. I'm making it text2. Now if I'll try to run this program, in this case it will generate an error. Function F5, it will generate an error, no such file or directory. Now suppose you want to it is not necessary that you have to keep the file at the same location. So what you can do is, you can suppose I will keep it on the desktop, and in that case you have to write the complete location. See, I'm keeping it on the desktop. You have to see the complete location. To find the location, you can go to properties. I'll show you. You have to just right click the file, click on properties. From here you can see the location. This is the location. Just take care, this is only the location. There is no mention of file name. So this I have copied it. I'll make it function F2. I will make it text. Now this is the name of the file and location already I know. Now we'll go to that previous program again. Now here, rather than writing the name of the file directly, I'll paste the location. You have to take care, this should be double backslash up to here I copied, and after that you have to mention the name of the file. Now it will be able to read. You can see here it will be able to read. Similarly, if I want to print the content of file, in that case, function F5, in that case you can directly print the content also. The next thing is, suppose I want to read specific number of characters. In that case, I'll make it comment. Now we will be working on this program. I'll just delete it. Now this is the program. I've opened the file, then the file reading only 5 characters from the file and then printing how many characters I have read. So first of all, I'll change the name of the file again. This is text2. I'll make it text only because here I've mentioned the name of file as text. So now I'll run this program. You can see 5 characters I have read. Now one thing which you can see is, see, I'll just delete it and I'll open the text file again. Now you can see how characters are read. Suppose I am deleting this. Now how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, now this one is 7th. Now what it will do, if I'll write 7 characters, so it should read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and this M is 7th. But it will not read M as 7th because here we have new line character that will be read. So go to the program. If I'll write 7 and print str, just see the output. It will print only hello and you can see this space. It means it has printed new line. Now if I'll make it 8, in that case the first character which was there, function F5, that will be read. You can see the output. Now it has read the first character of second line. Now we'll move ahead with the next one, next program. First of all, I'll change this. Now the next program is readline, using readline. So readline will read one line at a time. Here you can see here I have opened it and read first line, then printed, then again read it and then again printed. Function F5, you can see the same file I'm working. Now here you can see this gap is there because every time it is reading, according to program, it will read it and print it. Now here after printing, the end argument will contain a new line character. If you don't want space, you can write comma end is equal to this one. So it will not print any new line and the output will continue in the same line. I'll show you, you can see here. So this will remove this gap. Now the next thing is, suppose I just want to read the all the lines using a loop. In that case, what you can do, I have taken str is equal to space. That means because I have used here while str, means as if str is true, because there is space means it has something. So this program will execute, this loop will execute at least once. I don't want to count lines. Okay, now what it will do, first time it will execute read line and then print it again till end of file is reached. So function F5, you can see here one by one line it will read all the lines. Again you can see the space. If you want to remove the space, you can write here comma end is equal to inverted commas. So function F5, you can see the spaces will be removed. See, there are no spaces now. Now one more thing, when suppose we want to find the number of lines in a program. So initially I have taken line is equal to 0. So every time it will read, it will increment the value of line by 1 and then print line. It should print the exact number of lines the file have. Now this is the file. You can see here how many lines are there. 5 lines are there. See, but when we are running the program, I'll just make it, I don't want to print the line. Function F5, oh sorry, I'll make it comment. So function F5, you can see number of lines are 6, but here we have number of lines are 5. So why this happen? Because when read line is executed, every time the line is incremented by 1, but when the last line is encountered, when it will see end of file, in that case this read line will return the new line. So read line will read the new line, means the new line character will be considered as one more line. That is why the number of lines in the file are equal, are whatever number of lines are there, the output, if we will use this function, will be one more than exact number of lines. Again, because the read line function, when it will encounter end of file, it will read one more blank line. That is why it will always print one extra line as compared to the exact number of lines in the notepad file. So the next program is of properties. This I have already explained. You can see I have opened a file, and now f.name will return the name of file. The mode of file can be printed by f.mode. Then readable is the function, whether it is readable or not. If I'll change the mode to W, so then obviously the file is not readable, it can be writable only. And then last one is whether it is closed or not. So function F5, you can see name of the file, whatever file is opened, mode of the file is R. Is the file readable? Yes. Is file closed? False, because here I have not closed it. After closing, when I'll print closed, then it will print true. You can see here the output is true. The last program is of read lines. That is, if you want to read all the lines together with the new line character, it will return the list, all the file as a list. I'll show you. Function F5, you can see the output. This is a list in which you can see this is the list of all the lines in the program. So if you want to print all the lines, you can also write for I in str print I, and comma end is equal to space, because I don't want unnecessary new line character. So function F5, you can see the whole file will be printed. So I hope you understood the concept of reading. Now in my next video, I'll share how we can write in the file. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.